I said I would give these mini vlogs a bit of a go because I actually really enjoy watching what people get up to during the day. I work as a bookkeeper fully remote from my home in Kerry, and I work for a US tech company, and on the side I create social media content to help Irish employees get tax back and understand their payslip. So today started off just like any other day. I took out my foam roller I had in overnight because I have an event tonight I'm really excited about, so I had the hair done. Then I got to work and I fed the pets, and then I went for a walk. There is nothing better to wake up in the morning. My day-to-day work involves organising and categorising all of the financial transactions of the company down to the cent. Everything needs to be organised, and today I was working on July month-end management accounts. Then I made some lunch. I had my tuna mix. This is just tuna, onion, cheese, tomato, mayo. Yeah, I've been having this lunch for years. Like, it's pretty boring, but it does the job. One of the best things about working from home and working remotely is the jobs you can get done around the house during the day when you just need to clear your head sometimes. So I always get a wash on if I can, and if it's sunny I always get it out. Yeah, that's just the way I like to do it. And before I knew it, my 8 hours were done. I am out the gap. It was time to get ready for my event this evening, and I actually bought 2 dresses from ASOS, and I ended up wearing the green one because the other one was really nice on, but it was not worth €50. The quality was just cat. Next, it was time to do my makeup, and to some people this may not be a big deal, but I actually really enjoy getting a bit glam every now and again for an event, because most of the time I don't wear any makeup during the day. I just couldn't be bothered because I'm not meeting anyone. Joining a networking group was definitely one of the best decisions I made all year, because when you are working from home full time on your own, it can get very isolating. So it's really important to feel connected to like-minded people who are doing the exact same thing. At the end of this video, I actually have some tips for anyone who's apprehensive about going to a networking event. I was terrified when I went to my first event, but trust me when I say you are going to meet the most incredible people and you will not regret it. So this was me ready to go. I headed by inch. Like, look at that scene. Oh my god, I had to stop and take it all in. I love a good long drive on my own sometimes because I just couldn't put my partner through my style of music. I recently unlocked my iPod from my early 20s, so I am living my best life at the moment. Then I got to Dingle and it was the most beautiful day. People are still on holidays, so there was just a great vibe around the place. First thing I did was I headed to the fish box, which is an absolute standard when you get to Dingle. I got the Cajun calamari and the hake bites with the blue cheese dip. Like, I can't even cope how good this is. If you are ever heading the Dingle direction, you must try the fish box. Then it was time to head to the event. It was on in Benner's Hotel in the middle of Dingle, and I'd actually never been to this hotel before, but it was really, really nice. Then I got to meet everyone, mingle, catch up, meet new people. I loved it. Interestingly enough, I met these 2 girls who had just moved to Dingle from living in Dublin, and I know this happened a lot during COVID, but with the cost of rent and everything, it's a massive decision to make, so I really admire that. So next up, I'm going to share some tips if you've never gone to a networking event before and whether it's for you or not. Enjoy! So if you're somebody that has never been to a networking event before, or perhaps you go to them quite often, I am just coming from one in Dingle, and this was hosted by the Kerry Business Women's Network. So I'm going to give 3 bits of advice for anyone who is either thinking about going to a networking event and they're unsure whether it's for them or not. I went to my first networking event this year, and I've gone to maybe 3 or 4 since the start of the year. My first bit of advice is to arrive at the place where it is on 20 to 30 minutes before the event is starting. So if the event is on at 6 p.m, you are going to get there, park up your car between 5:30 and 20 to 6. The reason I suggest this is because it might have taken you a bit of time to get to the event. So this event that I was at tonight, it was an hour drive for me to get there, and which I don't mind, absolutely don't mind the drive at all. I love being on my own and playing my music and giving myself a bit of space. If you arrive at the event 20 to 30 minutes before it starts, you will just get a chance to prepare yourself for going in. I just love to take a couple of minutes to decompress after perhaps being stuck in traffic, or you've had a long drive to get there. I would suggest being on your own in silence for a couple of minutes basically before you go in. These events can be quite overwhelming for people like me. I work from home and I'm on my own 8 hours a day at my desk, and when I go to these events I love going to them, but I find them quite they'll sap my energy. So I just have to be very careful about how much I sort of take on in those 1 to 2 hours when I'm meeting everyone, because I know that I won't be able to sleep when I go home. I'll be just on a high for meeting everyone. So you just have to be careful and to take time out when you need to do it. My second bit of advice for going to a networking event is to not try and talk to every single person in the room. You are not going to be able to talk to everyone. Just get that out of your mind. It's not possible. So if you're going and there's a group of maybe 25, 30 people at the event, don't expect to have talked to everyone by the end of the night. You're not going to remember everybody's names. Sure as hell you're not going to remember what they do, what their business is, etc. My advice would be to stick to a smaller group of a couple of people, between 4 to 5 people. Remember their names, get to know them, get to know their business, make sure they know you and what you do, and leave it at that. Then once you leave the event, you can be happy that you got to know a smaller number of people quite well. You're going to meet the other people at another event. You'll get to know them eventually, but just don't have the expectation that you're going to meet 100 people in one event. My third bit of advice from a networking event, and this is really, really important, just listen. Take the time to listen to the people that you're meeting. Put your phone away. There is no need to have your phone at a networking event. There's no need to have it out. You might take a photograph, 1 or 2 photos of the event, nice pictures that you were there and meeting people. That's fine to do. But for the majority of the event, just put your phone away and listen to people. If you start using your phone, you're going to get distracted and you're going to forget somebody's name or what they do. Just put your phone away and listen to the people you're meeting. So that is my couple of bits of advice from an event I was just at. I had a great time. I met 4 to 5 fabulous women. I can't wait to meet them again, and I can't wait to meet more of the people I didn't get to speak to tonight, and I can't wait for the next event.